Hello everyone, this is the video of Legal Studies, Class 12, Unit 2nd, namely Topics of Law, and the topic that we are discussing, that is criminal law. And in this video, today I will discuss criminal law in India. So, before starting the topic, let's check out what are the key terms that I will be discussing in this video. The first one is what is the purpose of criminal law in India? The second one is what are the sources of criminal law? And the third one is major criminal laws. What are the major criminal laws that we will be discussing? The first one is Indian Penal Code. The second one is Criminal Procedure Code. And the third one is Indian Evidence Act. Besides, I will be also discussing about the punishment and its theories. And lastly, I will discuss crimes under the special and local laws. Okay, so these are the major topics that we will cover under the criminal law in India. So let's begin with what are the purposes of criminal law in India. Broadly, following are three major purposes of criminal law in India. The first one is identify and define the varieties of crimes such as murder, theft, robbery, kidnapping, cheating, rape, etc., which is of course discussed in the Indian Penal Code. Secondly, to prescribe an appropriate punishment for each crime. For example, fine, imprisonment or both, etc. And that is of course defined in Indian Penal Code. And thirdly, to define the suitable investigation and trial procedure. That is talking about Criminal Procedure Code, Indian Evidence Act, etc. Now, let's discuss what are the sources of criminal law in India. Sources means something like talking from where it is taken. Okay, though as we know that in the ancient period, in the medieval period, we have the monarchical system and we had different types of punishment system, like of course. But after the advent of British, the procedure is modernized, and better to say it is codified. So, in modern India, the concept of criminal law commenced with the codified law, namely Indian Penal Code, 1860, which was drafted under the guidance of Lord Mackay. Soon after, Criminal Procedure Code was also introduced. However, with several amendments and redrafting, finally we have Criminal Procedure Code 1973. Thirdly, the Indian Evidence Act, also enacted in 1872, which defines the kind of evidence that can be admissible in the court of law. Indian Penal Code defines the crime and its punishment. On the other hand, Criminal Procedure Code defines the trial of offences as well as process of police investigation. Okay, and Indian Evidence Act that defines the types of evidence that can be admitted or accepted by the court of law. Besides, after independence, the parliament or and a state legislature time to time keep making legal provision such as Prevention of Corruption Act, Food Adulteration Act, Dowry Prevention Act, etc. Now, let's discuss something about Indian Penal Code 1860 in brief. So, the Indian Penal Code, in short IPC, is the official criminal code of India. It is comprehensive code drafted to cover all substantive aspects of criminal law in India. Substantive, I believe you must know by the time what does it mean. So it is only defining the crime, the types of crime and its punishment. The code was drafted on the recommendation of First Law Commission of India established in 1834 under the Charter Act of 1833 and under the chairmanship of Lord Thomas Wavington Mackay. It came into force in British India during the early British Raj period, that is 1862. Further, the Indian Penal Code is divided into 23 chapters and 511 sections. The code starts with an introduction, provides explanation and exceptions used in it, and then lists a wide range of offences. The Indian Penal Code covers the substantial part of criminal law in India. And lastly, based on the types and severity of crime, the quantum of punishment is defined in this code. So, this is all about the Indian Penal Code and about the beginning of codified criminal law in India. Okay, I believe you must understood this brief introduction about the criminal law in India. In next video, I will be discussing about the Criminal Procedure Code. So, in the meantime, you revise this and try to understand comprehensive so that you don't face any problem while reading the Criminal Procedure Code. So, see you in next video.